Good afternoon, traders. This is Michael James with Uncharted Profits Daily. We've got another fantastic trade setup for you today. This one on AbbVie, symbol ABBV, which closed below its minor bullish trend today, which you can find by tracing the stock's standout lows, starting at the low back here, trying to draw the line as steeply as possible. And obviously, you can see AbbVie did close below this line, this failed rally this afternoon, in addition to the 10-day moving average, this purple line running up and down the chart right here. But before we look at the specifics of this trade setup and why it's such a great bearish continuation trade, first I want to show you something going on with the SPY that may indicate there could be more bearish opportunities to come in the weeks ahead. Okay, so here we have the SPY daily candlesticks. The SPY closed flat today in response to the June FOMC, in which the Fed said we're not hiking rates today, but we will probably hike rates 2 more times this year. It was a net hawkish event. Traders weren't all that sure what to make of it, but with stocks so overbought, you can see that here with the stochastic indicator reading at 93.44, it could lead to a sell-off here in the coming weeks, and probably even sooner if stocks start to tumble here and take out today's low. But the reason I say that stocks are so overbought is because the stochastic indicator has been reading above 80 now. Any reading above 80 is considered overbought. It's been reading above 80 now since, let's see here, since June 1st. It was at 78.48, then it flips on June 2nd to 83.32. It's remained above that level ever since. That's an overbought market in terms of daily candlesticks. But let's break this out into weekly candlesticks. Even on the weeklies, it's been overbought since April 10th. You can see that down here going all the way up. So all of this, really, according to the stochastic indicator, was a rally into an already overbought market, a rally of about 7.5% there. And even in terms of monthly candlesticks, you can see that the SPY is still overbought following this month's big rally of about 4.63%. That was a huge rally to cap off kind of 2 months where it didn't really go anywhere. But now the SPY is firmly in overbought territory in the monthly candlesticks as well. So across 3 different time frames, monthly, weekly, and daily candlesticks, the SPY is overbought. And today's FOMC announcement that more hikes are coming, that's probably going to be the bearish catalyst to eventually punch stocks lower. The stocks were eventually going to sell off anyway. They were not going to rally forever, sad to say, bulls. I know, I wish they would. They'd make things a lot easier for us traders. But stocks will eventually sell off, and this seems like a good a reason as any for that to happen in the short term. That doesn't mean that this is the top for the year or anything like that, but it does mean that we're likely due for a daily correction in terms of daily candlesticks, and it's probably coming very soon, which means that despite the exuberance on Wall Street and among retail investors, bearish setups still need to be taken seriously. All right, now before we take a look at AbbVie, I do want to remind you that the methodology we're using here to analyze these trade setups is the same methodology I use to make my Uncharted Profits daily picks, which I send out every evening after the market closes. If you'd like to receive these alerts in your email, all you have to do is click on the link in the description below. You'll be greeted with this website. Click on this button, fill out the information, and click Get Free Alerts Now. And the next time the market closes, you'll receive a trade alert with specific entry prices included. Okay, so back to AbbVie here. Like we said, it closed below this trend line. It closed below the 10-day moving average here, the purple line, which you love to see on bearish continuation setups. AbbVie also set a lower high here relative to this recent high up here, which it's a nice distance away, but definitely a lower high. And AbbVie just finished, well, not finished, it just made a huge move lower here, starting at this recent high, going down to this low, about a 20% sell-off, which I love to see when evaluating bearish continuation setups. I want these stocks to move a lot before they have a failed rally and ultimately look like they're about to continue even lower. That's fantastic. That's ideal for a bearish setup. Finally, the 3-day moving average, this red line here going up and down the chart, has remained below the 10 SMA for many weeks now. It just crossed above it, but looks like it's about to head below it again. I talked about this in my last video. When trying to look at whether or not a stock is trading deliberately, a good way to help yourself determine that is to use the 3-day and 10-day moving averages. Basically, if the 3 remains below the 10-day moving average for several weeks, doesn't keep flipping back and forth, crossing over it, that's usually a good indication that the stock is deliberately trading. You don't need it in this case. It's kind of obvious that this is a deliberately traded stock. However, I find it is helpful, especially to new traders who maybe aren't used to using that or don't have the eye developed yet for figuring out what is and isn't a deliberately traded stock. So overall, those are all great reasons why you may want to consider a bearish setup or a bearish trade on this setup should AbbVie take out today's low by a significant amount. Again, if you'd like to get my Uncharted Profits daily alerts sent to your email along with specific entry price recommendations, just go to the link in the description below and it'll take you to this page right here. I send these out every day. The markets are open with my #1 trade alert for the day. If you want to receive it, just click this button, fill out this information, click Get Free Alerts now, and one will be waiting for you the next time the market closes. All right, thanks again for watching. This is Michael James. Good trading.